And now, another episode of the Game Changers podcast with Sydney and Luke Hurst.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Game Changers podcast. It is Luke and I again today, and we have lots to talk about. The last week, I don't think that there's been much going on in our personal lives. Luke was here, and now he's back at school. He came for fall break, and it was great. We had so much fun. It was really nice to have him back. If any of y'all are twins, it's definitely weird to grow up doing the exact same things for 18 years and then have to go to college, and then one of you stops college or graduates college, and then you're doing it all again, but without the twinny. So, anyway, it was a nice little refresher of that. So, he's back at school, and back in the groove of things. Yeah. Okay, so let's start with NFL. Last night was Monday Night Football, and the Commanders played the Bears. That one we'll start with just because it's a little bit more close to home, literally. The Commanders lost to a field goal kick.
Yes, I didn't necessarily think that it was going it was going to be a close game, but with Jaden Daniels, I thought that the Commanders were going to, kind of run away with it a little bit. I didn't think that the Bears kind of had a chance with Caleb Williams and how they've been playing the last couple of years. But, again, that's the NFL. The Bills lost last night, too, so it's just how it works. Yeah, I think that if the Commanders, or if the NFL is this dispersed right now, I don't know what the right word is at the moment, but this, everybody is able to win. Good teams aren't playing well. Teams that usually aren't good are playing well. The dispersion is really good, and I think that is good for the NFL and the viewers and the fans, because it's not the same teams winning every year.
I agree. I also think, I just didn't think Jaden Daniels was really on his game last night. He lost a lot of yardage, and that last fumble really, I think, cost him the game. But again, it's a team sport, and so, I didn't think it was going to be as close as it was either, because the Bears are historically known for not being as good as they played last night. But it was a good game to watch. I will say that it was down to the last play. And it was great. So I definitely enjoyed watching it. I will say, okay, so one of the games I really want to talk about is the Chiefs and Lions. So that was Sunday. It was Sunday night. And I would love your opinion on this, because there was a post-game brawl. So who was it? It was Patrick Mahomes went to shake.
No. Okay, yeah. Patrick Mahomes went to shake a Lions player's hand. I can't remember what his name is at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
He shook his hand.
He didn't shake his hand.
He didn't, but it was weird. You couldn't really see it on the video that they had.
And there was another Chiefs player there,
and then
who saw it go down.
He went up to Juju Smith-Schuster and punched him in the face. And then a whole brawl ensued.
Right. And this was after the game.
Yes.
So tell me, why brawl after the game? One team has already won.
I honestly don't know, because there's no real reason for it. Because if you think about it, the reasoning for why he did it could have been they lost. Okay, then you're a sore loser. And the other one would be, they said something during the game, but you got to be the bigger man and not retaliate after something they said to you or did anything, because you're not going to look like the idiot. Now he's suspended for a game. There's no benefits to it. They have to understand that there's no point. And he just needed to, just keep his temper in. They lost the game, boo-hoo. It sucks. But, there's no need to punch somebody in the face and get all like
No.
upset about it. Like I don't understand the
Right.
logic behind it.
I don't understand it either, which is why, again, like if it's like you've seen it in baseball, right? The mid game brawl, the mid game push, like whatever it is, like that's reactionary. But the Lions player thought about that, and it doesn't look
Like
great.
even if it wasn't thought about beforehand, and it was something that Patrick Mahomes or Juju said in that moment, it's still not worth it. It's still not like big enough. There's nothing that he could have said in that moment to make you do that. So
It just looked so bad on the Lions player, and what I don't understand is, so I was reading a little bit on what fans were saying, and they were saying that there were a lot of calls and penalties that the refs didn't call against the Chiefs. I get it.
that
That's
could be,
like
but then you don't take that out on the players.
exactly like that,
That makes no sense.
right? And your anger, it doesn't. There's no statement made at that point. Like there's no statement made against the refs and also the game's over. Like I don't, again, it still doesn't look good for the Lions because
And Dan Campbell said something about it after the game. So
what did he say? I didn't see that.
he said that this is not like he said. I respect him, but he knows this is not what the Lions stand for. This is not what the organization is, or who the organization is. So we don't stand by this, and he's going to have to pay a price for it. Basically.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he had to. He'll be out for a game, so it doesn't really make sense. It kind of took away from the entire game, and it was
I
after
agree.
the game.
I agree.
All people are going to remember is that, and if it was for views, if it was for who knows what it was for, if it was to make some sort of statement, I just don't think a post-game brawl is necessary for television on Sunday Night Football. That's not why people go. The aggression and the violence, I guess, that you want to see is during the game. After the game doesn't make sense. It's like truly, it's how I feel about bench clears in baseball. I think that they are so dumb. I think that
Make no sense.
if you are in the outfield, you have a front row seat to it. You do not need to run across the field and get to home plate by the time.
Well, you need to protect your teammates.
Do you know how stupid they look running from the outfield, though?
You still got to stand up for your teammates.
I
I
don't
get
know.
it. If it happens, you run in. You don't just stand there. But there's no need for them.
I don't know. How much are you really being there for your team if you're just running and then just getting there? Like they know that you're.
It's the show of effort that counts.
They jog.
Doesn't matter.
I would like to see some sprinting if we're talking about effort here.
Fair point, but at least hey, if they're gonna run in, Ryan's gonna run in hard. But at least they're running in. So
I
I would be
guess.
pretty angry if there was a brawl. I'd be pretty angry if 3 outfielders just stood in the outfield and didn't do anything. You got to be there for your team. Sorry.
You do. I'm not disagreeing with you. From a fan's point of view, I think it looks dumb.
I think it looks more dumb when the bullpen comes running in, but sure.
Yes, that's what I mean. When the bullpen comes running from the outfield,
Then yes, I completely agree with you.
that I think is dumb. But again, if you're gonna have your point of you got to support your team, then the bullpen's got to go. But the bullpen looks so dumb because
They're getting their workout in for the night.
they are. This is true. It's the most running they've gotten in. So yeah, Anyway, post-game brawls and bench clearing, bullpen running out to the home plate are pretty equivalent in my book of I don't understand them. I know that there's a reason for them, somewhat, but it's not like hockey where it's like part of the game. The game is over.
Yeah.
It doesn't. There might be a shift in momentum in baseball, but I don't think it's anything crazy. But anyway, continuing on with baseball, there's been some really good games going on. Postseason baseball, my friends, really good games.
Baseball is the best baseball there is.
Yes. Cal Raleigh a few nights ago hit a huge bomb to tie the game, which was, when I say bomb, it was a bomb. In the same game, George Springer hit a first pitch home run, which
Yeah.
was awesome.
First
So
pitch home runs, in my opinion, aren't like it is what it is. I mean, you're trying to get a good start to the game, throw first pitch strike, and the hitter knows that. So if he ambushes it, he ambushes it. All power to him. This is how I feel about it. As the team that gives up the first pitch home run of the game, if you can't score a run to tie the game, you can't win the game. You have
yeah,
to score to win. So if you
yeah,
give up a first pitch home run, okay, it's still 0-0 in my book. Because you have to score to win. So there's no. And if you lose that game 1-0, you never deserve to win it.
agreed.
It's not like there was a thing. It's not like you lost 15-13
No,
and you deserve to win it because you played well. You just didn't get the defense or pitching that you needed. No, you deserve to lose.
agreed. Totally agree. Um, and I think that the first pitch home run is not luck, but there's nothing that's been going on, right? There's no shift in momentum. There's nothing's happened. So you get
Well,
up
and
to
if
the
you
plate
look,
and you swing the bat like you're in batting practice. Like that's
and if you look, they came back and they won
right.
10-3 or whatever
Yep.
it was. I don't know. It wasn't
Whatever. I
10-3.
don't
That
remember
was
what it was.
last night. Whatever the score. I can't remember what the score was.
I don't remember what the score was either. I just remember those two things because they were very notable. Um, but it was against the Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays coach said the pitcher did really well against the Mariners, which I think he did. Whether
It
he gave up the
was.
first pitch home run
Yeah, the
is
final score was 3-1. So that was
right,
the only run they ended up giving up, and that's exactly right. So, I mean, that's completely fine with me.
right. So I think it was a good game, and um, yeah, I mean, first pitch home run is not as impressive as bottom nine 2-out home run.
Completely agree with you.
Not even close. Um, a week ago on Friday, I didn't know this. The Mariners and the Tigers had a near 5-hour game.
Yeah, it was 15 innings.
5 hours.
Yeah.
But it was a
They
good game.
didn't probably get done until like 1 or 2 a.m.
No. I used to have an internship where I would have to watch those live games. And gosh, could you imagine if I had that game?
5 hours, no thank you.
No thanks. No
But
thanks. No.
that's playoff baseball. They don't do the extra guy on second base to start the extra innings. So
Nope.
it's just real
It's
baseball until
real.
somebody wins.
Real baseball. And 15 innings is kind of crazy. But yeah, 5 hours was pretty cool.
Yeah, 15 innings is crazy. The longest I've ever watched was an 18 inning game that the Orioles had. But there have been
But
like
yeah.
21 inning games, and like I was surprised, to be honest with you, with how they were pitching in that game. They were using a bunch of pitchers early because it was a winner take all game. And when you go 15 innings, how they managed to still have enough pitching amazed me, because then they're having
Hmm.
their bullpen guys throw 2 innings who aren't accustomed to that. And that's just the
Wow.
name of the game in playoffs.
Yeah.
Like 15 innings, and one of them threw 9 pitchers, and the other one threw 8. So,
Which I think is already just impressive that you have that much depth. Like
well, in the
either team,
playoffs, you could only have so many guys on the roster,
right?
so it's a limited roster size. So when it all depends on how your general manager decides to structure your roster. Because if
Hmm.
you structure your roster with more position player loaded, which never really happens, they always do a bullpen because they know they need the arms.
Yes.
But it still goes to show how they structure their rosters, because every postseason roster, usually in that series, a 5 game series, usually will only have 2 or 3 starters, and the rest will be bullpen arms. And they'll load the bullpen up because they need the bullpen arms. And you only need 3 starters because you only play 2 games back to back, and then you have an off day, and then like there's
Yeah.
time
Right.
for those starters to still go on full rest. But yeah, they always load up the bullpen with like 3 or 4 extra arms on
That's
purpose.
awesome. Yeah, for this purpose. And the longest game in Major League history, actually, for inning wise, was in 1920, which was 26 innings. But the longest game by time was 25 innings in 1984. And that was 8 hours and 6 minutes.
Yeah, no thank you.
Yeah, no, I bet there were not many fans there. It was the White Sox against the Brewers. So, yeah, I love baseball, but
Not
I don't know if it'd be that
24
much.
innings.
Also, like 25 innings and it's going back and forth. There's nothing happening if it's going 25 innings. At least not much, right? It's a pitcher's game at that point. So it's not like they're each getting a run each inning. I mean, it could happen in a specific inning, but it's not like it's happening every time. So definitely not as interesting as it could be. The one thing that hit kind of close to home was the University of South Carolina women's basketball star. She's projected to go the first round in the WNBA draft in the spring. Chloe Kitts announced on Monday that that she is getting surgery on her ACL this week, and she is out for the season with an ACL tear, which, if you know anything about South Carolina basketball, women's basketball, it's incredible. They've won, in the last decade, I think, they've won 3 national championships, something like that. So,
yeah, they're really good.
Not having her on the team, and she's a star. Not having her on the team is going to kind of suck. It's not, I think the momentum, luckily it didn't happen during the season, so they can kind of prepare a little bit better, being that it's October. So, but I've seen her on the sidelines during games, and I think she's going to be a really good asset to like the team on the sidelines, but she's a bigger asset on the court. So it'll be a different game, and hopefully, it doesn't affect her draft status. It shouldn't.
She'll be healed by that time.
Right.
But it does suck for their season coming up here soon. That starts in a couple weeks because now they don't have her for the season.
Right.
But I think they are deep enough that it's not really gonna matter. But it's still gonna. They'll feel the pain for the first couple weeks. But after the first couple weeks, they'll be all right.
I agree. I think they'll figure it out. They'll get into a groove, and I think they have some new sign-ons and some good talent on the team. So yeah, I think it'll go pretty well. Hopefully. I mean, it's definitely, like you said, it's definitely going to be known. Her presence is on the court is going to be missed.
If the Titans fired their head coach.
Really?
And second, Penn State fired their head coach.
Wow. I did see Penn State. That makes sense.
Their head coach is absolutely huge. So.
Yeah, it is. How long has he been there?
Since like 2013, 14?
Yeah, a long time. But the performance of Penn State this year has been so bad.
Yeah, I don't know how much of it is him or just...
No. Again, like we talked about last week, it's a Band-Aid. You can't fire your whole team. You fire the head coach. Yeah, it sucks. That's some crazy movement going on. Why'd the Titans fire their coach?
They're horrible.
I was seeing, and this doesn't have it doesn't really have a whole lot to do with the sport of football, but I had a conversation with somebody yesterday about just how social media is helping sports, and not necessarily, sideline reporters are great and everything, but the Titans have a fantastic social media team. And though they suck on the field, one does not affect the other, but if you're going to suck on the field, having at least something going for you is a good thing. So just a side note that there are a lot of teams. I mean, the Capitals have been great in the past, but their social media team is also fantastic, their marketing team. And it just keeps players engaged, right? It increases attendance. Luckily for the Titans, they are in Tennessee. So
Nashville, to be specific. Yes.
Right, they're in Nashville, and so they don't have as hard of a time getting people to go to their games, whether they suck or not. You're in Nashville. If you're there for a bachelor trip or whatever it may be, you're gonna go to a game.
Some really good country music.
Right, exactly. You have a plan of what you're going to do when you're in Nashville, and that includes the Titans, whether they suck or not. It's still football. So they have a lot of things going for them. Now, other teams that are in the middle of nowhere or not in Nashville who suck, that's unfortunate. But yeah, the Titans firing their coach is kind of crazy.
Yeah, pretty big.
Pretty big stuff.
We'll see who they put as their interim head coach. Same thing with Penn State.
Is that what happens? They put an interim head coach until the end of the season? Gotcha. Well, it's exciting that this year, at least right now, projecting who will be in the Super Bowl and who's going to make it, past regular season. Don't know that anyone
than
can.
Every other year.
Yeah. Well, it's anyone's year, which I think is really cool. It's really anyone's year.
It's not the.
I wouldn't bet money on any team right now.
Yeah.
Just because it's so up in the air. So, okay, so to end our podcast, we didn't do it last week, but I really liked this part of our podcast when we have guests on. Kind of some fun questions. So I like to quiz Luke, make sure he's awake. Let me see. Okay, how tall is the tallest active WNBA player?
6'4", 6'8", shoot in the middle, 6'6". What's her name?
Brittany Griner.
Oh, it's Brittany Griner? Okay. Brittany Griner's 6'7"? She's nowhere above 6'8". Is she really? Holy crap.
She's 6'9".
That's ridiculous. I think she can dunk, too, to be honest with you. I think I've seen a video of her.
Yes. Yeah, very tall. 6'9". And actually, there are taller women who are not currently active, but are part of the league. One is Han Shu, who is 6'10.5". And Bernadette Hatar is 6'10". Yeah.
God.
Yeah, and I bet they don't lie about their height. Wasn't completely directed at you. It was directed to all of our male listeners.
5'9", I'm proud of it.
As you should be, and I'm 5'2", so very proud of it as well. Anytime someone asks me my height, they're like, "What are you, 5 foot?" And I'm like, "No, 5'2". Thank you very much, and happy about it. Believe it or not, I used to be tall. Not tall, but not short in gymnastics. I would be like when we would line up height-wise, I would be on the taller end from the middle. Like if you took the middle and then you went to the tall end, I'd be on that side. And there was a time that Luke and I both grew and we were like considered tall when we were like 12. And then everybody else decided to grow a little later. So then we were no longer tall. We did not get the height gene. And then this one, I just have a fun fact, but maybe you can guess. Do you know, it's actually exactly 19 years from today? I have to see, but do you know what's considered the worst college football brawl in history?
I would say the Michigan-Ohio State brawl.
When was that?
I have no idea, but there was a brawl between Michigan and Ohio State that I can remember, I think.
I think that was on the list that I saw. But the one that they had was the 2006 FIU Miami brawl. It was on October 14th, which is when we're filming this. And it resulted on both sides 31 suspensions, stomping on players and using helmets as weapons. So
that'll do it for you.
That will do it. Yeah. Again, don't understand, but
back then that was Miami.
That was Miami, exactly.
That was Miami.
Yes. So that made sense back then, especially for them. If you haven't seen that documentary on Netflix, it's very good. I did watch it for one of my college courses, and it was fantastic, very interesting. So, anyway, those are all of the... Oh, I have one more, actually. Do you know, widely opinionated of the hockey fans, the worst NHL road jersey?
So among the players' vote, there was a thing on that. players voted on this as well, and it was the Capitals.
Yep.
Among the fans, it was the Capitals.
Yeah.
And among me, it's the Capitals.
You think the Capitals are the worst?
They have the blandest uniforms.
I think the Lightning is worse.
Why? It just says Lightning on it. Or Tampa Bay.
Ours just says Capitals, but the Lightning is one shade of blue, and it's only a lightning bolt on the chest. At least the Capitals have a word, and it's red, white, and blue.
I don't know.
I don't think it's that bad.
I do. It's like, there's nothing to it. There's nothing to it. They needed, like, their alternate jersey this year is beautiful. It has a screaming eagle on the front of it, and it's good. But their home and away jerseys are just so bland. They need to, like, I don't know, change it up a little bit.
Change it up a little bit. It doesn't help that we are Capitals, and so you can't put, like,
There's not really anything you can put on
a
it.
cougar on the front. Yeah.
There's an eagle, but yes, you could put that.
You can put it. Differing of opinions here. I don't think it's that bad, but apparently the mass majority thinks it's pretty bad. That's where we differ. Well, thank you all for joining today. We had a lot of fun. Lots of sports news going on every week, and excited to see where postseason baseball goes and the NFL goes. We'll see who wins. It's probably the opposite of who any of us think is going to win. And yeah, we hope you enjoyed this as much as we did. Thank you for tuning in to the Gamecock. Thank you for tuning in this week, and we will see you next week when the Game Changers podcast returns.